Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by, and if you're returning, thank you for stopping by. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Basically, we are going to be talking about wigs. I also been wanting to talk about like my recovery story, and it kind of like ties into why I started wearing wigs, honestly, because the way that I got sober was so intense. It ended up causing my hair loss, and then I started having to wear wigs. So in order to just get all of it out of the way, I wanted to talk to you about a little bit of both. This is, of course, a recovery and beauty channel, so it kind of fits, right? If you're interested in learning about my journey, not only to recovery, but finding my new identity as a wig wearer, just keep watching.
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you never be lonely. Peter Pan, that's what they call me.
I like to start my videos off with two quotes, at least. So this one says, "Life takes you in a direction you never saw yourself going, but it turns out to be the best road you have ever taken. And then, in order to love who you are, you cannot hate the experiences that shaped you." It really fits into today's whole outlook on everything. I always try to make it fit in somehow, and you're gonna kind of see why in a second. I was addicted to opiates and amphetamines. I was homeless in cold-ass Colorado. I was malnourished and very sick. When the cops found me on April 13th, 2020, I was almost dead inside of a vehicle. And I don't really want to get into details of the situation. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff from it. I was really sick, and I knew I was sick, but I didn't know the extent of how sick I was, honestly. And then when the cops found me, they called the ambulance like immediately, almost. I had to argue with them for a little while, but then I like started coughing stuff up, and they started seeing like that I was somewhat unresponsive and stuff like that, and they decided to call an ambulance. I was taken to Memorial Hospital in Colorado Springs and put into an induced coma, and they were trying to stabilize me so that I didn't die, basically. So to this day, I don't know everything that was specifically wrong with me, but I do know that I had pneumonia in both lungs. My blood was poisoned, my organs were failing, my heart was not doing well at all. One of the valves in my heart had to be repaired, and they had to clear my lungs out. I even ended up having like one of those tracheotomies because I couldn't breathe on my own. Ended up having an emergency heart surgery 10 days later. They had to put me into an induced coma because I was so sick. They knew basically that I wasn't going to live through the heart surgery. My mom and dad had to both come say goodbye to me at the hospital, and just kind of hope for the best. And apparently they were questioning whether they should even work on me or not because of the fact that I was an addict. To know that they were wondering if they should even save me because of the fact that I was an addict. Like, that's super scary. I know this is going to be hard, but I literally have to like read everything because I'm also traumatized by it. And I get off topic a little bit. I'm gonna have to read off of it, okay? I didn't think that this video was gonna be so hard to make, honestly. But it is. But this is the fucking reality of it, you know? Like, it's not just like, oh, I survived some crazy shit, ha ha ha, you know? Like, this is some major ass shit. And it's like, not to be taken lightly. Seriously, need a minute, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect to start to have a meltdown like that. I kind of was trying to work myself through it all day. That way this didn't happen, because I was kind of wondering if it would. And it did. But I guess it's better to see the reality of it, you know? It's not just fucking rainbows and sunshine. It's really not. It's just hard. So I am realizing that in order to get through this video specifically, I'm probably just gonna have to read off of what I wrote. If not, I feel like I'm gonna keep having meltdowns. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna kind of read off of what I had. I hope you guys don't mind. I really just wanted to get you the information, so it might have to be like this. I had put, heart surgery is intense. They seriously have to bust the rib cage open in order to get where they need to, and even the slightest movement hurts so bad. And on top of that, I was an addict and started withdrawing. After this type of surgery, they give you like intense pain meds. Like you just went through open heart surgery. In order to maintain sobriety after I was released, I had to come off of them. Like that was literally what had to happen. Also, okay, so it was around the time that COVID had started and nobody could go into the hospitals, nobody could go visit you, especially like in the ICU. We did have a chaplain. He was amazing. So these chaplains go through so much for us. He helped with Zoom visits. He kept in contact with your families. He set up the appointments. He held the tablets for us. We couldn't even talk. Like, I couldn't even speak. But he held the tablet in front of me so that my family could see me and I could see them. And he ended up, bringing me stuff like journaling stuff so that my mind wasn't going crazy. And it also helped me to be able to speak with the nurses and stuff like that, like to communicate with them, because I was just like thirsty. I'm fucking thirsty, I would write it, which it looked like a little kid trying to learn how to write, but with the wrong hand. Like, it was so bad. They helped so much in this hospital. So I was taken to a part of the hospital where they help people withdraw from their drug of choice. Not only did I have to withdraw from the heroin and meth, but at this point, I had to withdraw from the pain medication that they had me on. If you're an opiate user, you already know about that. You get taken down to this area and you start withdrawing. And you have to go through different symptoms. It's like a point system. And when you go through certain withdrawals and are feeling certain ways and hit certain levels of your withdrawal, and like 12 hours at least minimum has to pass with you reaching these different symptoms, on top of recovering from a freaking heart surgery and the pain of that. You have to go through regular withdrawal symptoms of an opiate addict. Like, what? I was like, you're shitting me. Oh my god. It was so bad. After a certain point, I was just like, look, I can't do this anymore. Like, I was getting really sick and my body was starting to feel it bad. And finally, they're just like, okay, we already ordered you the stuff, which was Subutex, and that's when we can start the process. After that kicks in, it'll be better. You're going to be put on low dose of pain meds that are non-addictive. Taking certain meds throughout the day, for my heart stuff, because I had MRSA. I had to get that poison cleared out of my body. But they are so helpful. Like, they helped me shower because you could only, like, lift so high. And, like, relearning how to wash your hair. I still had my hair at this time. It was just really, really hard. I had a personal advocate that, like, helped me figure out my legal issues because I wasn't there after being arrested. Somebody came and talked to me about the drug and alcohol part of everything. And then the cardiac rehab stuff that I was going to have to do after I was released from the hospital. We figured out where I was going to live, and they just help with so much stuff. What's cool is I could still talk to her, like, to this day. Like, I needed information about my hospital stay so that I could let the courts know, I was fighting a case that I went in there for. It was really cool because that was part of my support system and still is to this day. Like, I know that if I need to, I can call her. When I did start losing my hair, she's one of the first people I called. and I was just like bawling. Like, I am terrified. I am losing chunks of my hair and I'm scared and I don't know what to do. Like, is this normal? Please help me. And I was at work when she called me back. She left me a message that was just like, it's okay, it's totally normal, which we will get into right now. Let's talk about hair loss after surgery. What I found out is that as post-surgery hair loss is most common caused by telogen effluvium. I don't know. TE is what we're going to call it, which they call it as well, but whatever. It's a condition that's triggered by a disruption of your normal hair follicle cycling. And health events such as surgeries or underlying medical conditions can cause hair follicles not to produce hair as they should. The good news is while hair loss after surgery is possible, it's usually temporary. What causes hair loss after surgery? In typical hair cycle, follicles go through a growth process that lasts for a few years at a time. Hair follicles don't continuously produce new hairs. They cycle through resting phases known as telogens. Surgery can sometimes put your hair follicles in a longer resting state than normal rather than large bald spots associated with alopecia, and surgery may cause TE-related hair loss in the following ways. One is stress. Surgery is considered an invasive process which can put your body, your mind under a lot of stress. Hair loss after major stressful event of this nature is most likely to occur within 3 to 6 months. Your body needs certain nutrients for hair growth, such as biotin, iron, zinc, and protein. A stressful event like surgery may cause your body to divert these nutrients away from vital organs, and this can lead to hair thinning. 2, potential alopecia is also possible after extensive reconstructive surgeries due to the length of time spent laying in a certain position. While not common, this type of hair loss occurs while your head being in one position for several hours at a time. This can cut blood flow to your hair follicles and showed that this type of hair loss has been reported most commonly in cardiac surgeries. They use anesthesia. According to a board-certified plastic surgeon with Pacific Center for Plastic Surgery, while still debatable, some doctors suspect there may not be a link between anesthesia and hair loss, particularly with surgeries lasting several hours. It's thought that lengthy anesthetic periods could possibly lead to TE-related hair loss by causing reduced cell division. And then medication and its side effects. Certain medications take post-surgery may lead to hair loss, especially if you're allergic to them. The American Skin Association advises that you may also talk with your doctor if you take any of the following drugs linked to TE, like anti-seizure medications and anti-thyroid medications. So, I put my heart surgery and other things that occurred at the hospital that could have caused my hair loss. According to what I just read you, the anesthetic put me into induced coma whenever they used to put me out before surgeries, during my tracheotomy, being in one spot too long, when they did do the surgery, after, I'm just laying in the bed. They had to bathe me. I couldn't do shit. I was laying down for long periods of time. They would try to rotate me and stuff like that, but for the most part, I was just laying in one general spot, aside from when I was learning how to walk or when they had me resting up in a chair so that I can try to learn how to support my own body weight and stuff like that. So put on blood thinners and other things that help my heart, and my thyroid was messed up, so that I was put on medication for that. So anyone who has dealt with thyroid issues knows that alone can cause hair loss. They did my blood levels and said that had nothing to do with mine specifically, but it could have played a little bit of a role. It started happening to me. I had no idea that this could happen. I had no idea that surgeries can cause hair loss, and major stress can cause hair loss like that. I was terrified. I already had low self-esteem. Our hair is who we are, a part of who we are. I don't know about any of you, but when I'm in mental crisis, I like to dye my hair or chop it off. I'm not shitting you. I do that, and I know a couple of people who do that. It was one of the major things I liked about myself, and then it was falling out. Thanks a lot. On top of that, I just started a job. I was afraid of judgment. I immediately started doing research on YouTube. Anything I could about wigs, because I knew it was coming to that point. I would brush my hair, boom, handfuls of it. And I literally took it in a baggie to the doctor and threw it down, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, what? Help me, please. So I looked up how to take care of them, hairlines, how to wash them. I just looked up everything. I literally looked up a video on how to be confident with wearing wigs, and I linked it down below because that's important. I was so afraid that people knew or were going to know, and I was doing everything that I could to prevent that. YouTube helped me so much. This is kind of why I wanted to be a part of this community, so that maybe I can help somebody. And Halloween contest. It was mid-September at my job. We started wearing Halloween costumes around this time, and we're even in a contest. This is part of what helped me not only get comfortable wearing wigs, but it also helped me figure out my current passion for makeup and a specific type. Well, I did more research. I ended up purchasing a wig through Amazon. I did a review on it, happened to post it on my Instagram, and boom. Almost immediately, companies were hitting me up like, do you want to get a free wig? It couldn't have came at a better time. Like, everything happened so perfectly. So basically, I purchased the wig. When it got here, I would wear it, take a picture of myself or a couple pictures of myself, and make a short clip and post it on the review. One thing that I did not like is that some of these companies were like, you have to give me a 5-star review. And this is how I ended up getting scammed. No, because if it's not a 5-star product, I can't just lie just because I want free stuff. I can't be that person. Like, I'm trying to get away from shit like that. In this new life I'm trying to create for myself, I can't do it. And they refused to give me my money back. I was pissed. You know what? Whatever. I was so mad. Not only does this help me with my self-expression, I can honestly say that even when my hair does decide to grow back, I will forever wear and love wigs. This is yet another example of how loss can turn into something good, which is why I used the quotes that I did. I did want to show you like a very short clip of some of my costumes. I had made a TikTok video of it, so it does have like some music in it. I hope I don't get in trouble for playing it. It helped me get comfortable in learning to wear wigs and got me my new passion in SFX makeup. I love it so much. So I hope you enjoy this clip, and here you go.
'Cause you know that, baby, I got biggest fan. I follow you until you love me. Baby, that's a wild superstar. You know that I'm me.
I linked down below some of my favorite places. They just have really cute wigs. My dad did take me to a place in Colorado Springs. I wanted to show you the hair of that really fast. It was this one right here. Really a synthetic and human hair blend. And the hairline is super real. That was really helpful, but I was still having a really hard time. I just didn't want to have people know. So personally, I went with the one I linked down below called HeatherStylez, and this is the hair that I wore, and I liked it because it had the bangs. Didn't have to worry about hairlines, worrying about if people knew. It just helped me in the process of getting comfortable of even wearing them. On top of that, I shared this information with one of the girls that I worked with, and after a while, I ended up sharing with a couple other of my friends that I work with, a couple supervisors. I don't want to hide it anymore. I want to be able to share my story and why I'm still going to wear fake hair, because where I work was ruining my hair. I'm going to have to let it out. And the people that I ended up sharing with after that, you all had like a major part in helping me feel comfortable with that. And I love you guys for that so much. Losing your hair is a freaking big deal, man. I loved my hair, and yeah. So that was the hair that I started with, you know, getting comfortable. Be careful for scammy places, because I got ripped off from a Leah wig. Do not trust that company. This was supposed to be a beautiful blonde wig. What? And not only that, but when you wear it the way that you're supposed to, it's balder than me. Not cute. But just be careful on where you go. Do your research. Look at the reviews. If they look scammy, they probably are. And I did link some down below. Some are just for like cosplay, for fun. I also linked some helpful videos that I watched on YouTube to help gain confidence. Everything you need to learn about taking care of your wigs. There is a place on Amazon. It's A to Z Wigs, ATOZ. They actually featured me on their Instagram page 4 different times. I sent them pictures of me wearing their wigs, and I was like, I love this wig, it's so pretty. And then they were like, can I use your picture on our profile? And I'm like, yeah, yes. And they listed me as a makeup artist, and that was just so cool. I really, really liked that. So definitely check them out. I mean, I hope this was helpful in any way possible. If you have to wear wigs for the first time, even if it's scary, just go in with confidence. Like, you own that hair. That hair is yours. Doesn't matter if you grew it or not, it's your hair. And you rock it. It doesn't matter if you have your own hair or not. You are a beautiful person. Remind yourself of that every day. This is a part of who you are because you like to. You could definitely walk around without it. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with. More people are starting to wear wigs. It's becoming a form of self-expression. And especially in the beauty world, rock it with all you've got. Because at this point, that's what I'm doing. Yes, I need to. It's necessary. But it's also necessary for my mental health to maintain a happy flow. Anyways, I'm rambling. I hope you guys have a great night or day, whatever. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Promise that you'll never be lonely. Be a fan, that's what they